Well, hi, everyone. Welcome to Discovery Soundbites. My name is Marie Beam. I am CEO of Discovery Museum in Acton, Massachusetts, where we invite children and their families to explore science and nature through play, indoors and out. I am here today with Christofer Nelson, President and CEO of Association of Science and Technology Centers, also called ASTC, a nonprofit organization dedicated to increasing the understanding of and engagement with science and technology among all people. Discovery Museum is very proud to be a longstanding ASTC member. Welcome, Christofer. Thank you so much for being with us.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Thank you. So, as you know, we ask just a few questions of our guests. So, let's dive right in. Our first question, Christofer, from your perspective, what is the biggest opportunity now to improve the lives of kids and families?
It's such an important question for us to be asking, and there are obviously a lot of different things that we can and should be doing. But as you introduced me as the science and technology person, I'll take that on wholeheartedly because there is a revolution underway with the acceleration of technology. Artificial intelligence, the rise of large language models and related technologies are already and are going to continue shaping the way we live, the way we learn, the way we work. And we need to be better prepared for that. We need to be leaning in to help people of all ages, but certainly this next generation and the generation after that, be prepared for what will be a radically different workplace economic environment. And while data literacy, AI literacy, technical skills are really important in that. And there's certainly a lot to be worried about. And I hear a lot of fear and concern in what that coming revolution might look like, and fear that we might not be keeping pace with the skills necessary. And while we have more work to do, I was doing a deep dive on some of the reports and some of the latest research around what's needed in the workforce in an AI driven future. And the thing that gave me hope, the thing that gave me opportunity, and the thing that I think the Discovery Museum and everybody watching this can lean into are the real skills that are necessary in this environment are the ability to adapt, the ability to continuously learn. Because whatever technical skill you learn now is going to be different 3 years from now. So that
Mm.
ability to adapt and continuously learn, that's something we know how to teach. That's something we know how to develop in people. The human centric skills, creative thinking, analytical thinking, good communication, collaboration, teamwork, the ability to work together. These are all things we know how to do. And so that gives me hope. Even though we know that everything is going to change with changing technology, we know how to give people of all ages the skills, the confidence, the capabilities that they need to be successful. So that's where I would lean in if I was looking at an opportunity to help children and families from a science and technology learning standpoint, which is, again, kind of where I took that question.
Of course, as you should, and that's such an important insight. Thank you, Christofer. So what can we do at home or in our communities to support this?
Well, I think lean into the qualities of curiosity, the
Mm.
qualities of collaboration, the qualities of joy of learning, right? These are all things that we know are really important, and these are all things that start in the home. These are all things that we can build community around. And the more we lean into that, the more we value those characteristics, particularly among young people, the more we're going to set them up for success, regardless of the technical skills that they need to learn in school and they need to learn in museum spaces like the Discovery Museum. But that's what I think we can do more of in the home, in the community, to help set young people up for success.
And those are all things that kids come at naturally, right? So it's built in.
Right? How do we foster that, not stifle it? That
Yes.
happens at home, and that's something we can do tomorrow.
Brilliant, Christofer. What is one bright spot that you're seeing?
You know, I think I'm going to build on what you said, which is that children are naturally curious, right? People are naturally curious. People are want to learn. Have never met anyone in my life, frankly, who didn't want to learn more about something. They may not want to learn more about everything, but they wanted to learn more about something. And so, if we accept the premise of one of the most valuable traits in our current and future economy, and that's a little wonky, but in our world, is the ability to continuously learn. I think when I see that in people, when I see that as a natural instinct of children in particular, that gives me hope. That, like I said at the top, makes changes that might seem really scary on some level feel a little less scary because I know that we have the ability to do the things that we need to do as people to be successful, to learn about the new things, to explore the new possibilities and ultimately adapt ourselves to whatever comes next.
So it's so helpful and so uplifting, Christofer. Thank you. Um, we didn't talk about this, but if we could take just one moment, maybe I'll ask you a surprise question. It'll be a very easy one to answer, I think. Here at our museum, at Discovery Museum, a big part of our mission is to spark that curiosity and joyful discovery through play. So, how do you like to play in your daily
How,
life? Do you get to incorporate it at all?
how do I like to play? You know, I really I'm a fidgeter at my desk. There's lots of things here that I fidget with every day. And when I have the opportunity to, maybe it's between meetings, do more than just fidget, but actually sort of like build something with the Legos I have on my desk, or do more than just doodle, but actually kind of turn that into something that's more meaningful, maybe a little bit more creative. That gives me those moments throughout my day where I'm not just like keeping my hands busy, as you can tell, they're oftentimes engaged, but I'm actually engaging another part of my brain that helps me then go back into a serious meeting and be more focused and more energized and hopefully more creative and able to solve those problems.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's wonderful. Christofer, thank you so much for doing this and for sharing your wisdom with us and your perspective with us. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this video, and thank you to our very generous sponsors for making Discovery Soundbites possible. If you would like to learn more about Discovery Museum and our work, you can find us at discoveryacton.org. Come play with us.